I think American skaters have always been known as the entertainers. We have always loved the showmanship of it. Some of the foreign nations were developing more on a technical level quicker than we did. They have to watch out because once we catch up technically, we know how to perform it. We know how to entertain.
I think the funny thing about getting nervous at the Olympics is that for every other competition leading up to that, I would always calm my nerves by saying, don't worry, it's not the Olympics. So when I got to Olympics, I couldn't do that. So I was like, okay, wait, it is the Olympics. So how do I calm myself? And I think a lot of it was knowing that the training leading up to that had been very strong, and we were confident with how we had been skating in the lead up to it. And also just reminding yourself to take in the experience and not just forget and get so carried away with your nerves. I think that would be something you would regret.
I think a very important moment that meant a lot to me was my friend Todd Marinin that had a very important accident a few months before the Olympics, and they were able to come back and they fought and they won the Olympics. And for me that was a really huge experience of life, and it showed me the strength of an athlete in general. I still love like a beautiful plain spiral or a beautiful spread eagle. Unfortunately nowadays, they have to be part of a transition, and I feel sometimes it's unfortunate. I was enjoying that moment when skaters were like taking their time.
When I started out, the scoring system and format was very different. It's what people would know as the 6.0 system, where people would get the perfect 6. Now the point system is a lot more complicated for people to follow. Basically you get points depending on what elements you perform and how well you perform them. And you end up with a score at the end that's something like 218, and sometimes people are not quite sure what that means. The scoring has definitely changed how skaters skate now. It's become a little bit more technical, it's become much more athletic, which was originally why the scoring system was put into play, so as it could be judged as an Olympic sport and less subjective.
The change came about because figure skating was always a very subjective sport. You could watch it and you thought that the girl who was third deserved to be first. And there was an effect that was coming about in the sport. We have no finish line, we have no timer. There had to be something that made it appear to the public a fair sport.
I think something that the audience can keep in mind while they're watching is the difficulty of what the skaters are performing. Sometimes they can make it look so easy. When they fall on a jump, the audience is surprised, but that takes a lot of hard work in the background to get. So it's a very dangerous sport, but you don't see that in competition, you just see the polished package at the end.
So as an audience, it's very important to enjoy the development of the story in a program and trying to get connected with the skaters if he's able to project enough towards his audience.